I'll get my trainer going. Chad, good news. Welcome back to The Buzz. Now, emotions and the workplace aren't always a good combination.
Not always, but there are ways to express your feelings constructively. Dawn Stevens is here to talk about that. Dawn.
That's all right. Many of us think suppressing our emotions at work is the best way to deal with conflict, but that's maybe not the case. There's a good way to release those feelings and increase productivity on the job. Joining me now is the author Sam Chapman. He wrote the book, The No Gossip Zone. He's been sharing his ideas nationally and locally with media all across the country. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it. Flying in from Chicago this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Good for you to be here. What do people need to do when they first have that emotion? What's the first thing they need to do?
Have it.
Yep.
Don't cap it off. We're taught, especially at work, if we're sad, not to cry.
Right.
If we're angry, not to raise our voice. God forbid we have a sexual feeling. Don't take it out on anybody else. So having your own emotions is the key to not getting stuck. If you ask me, all of our emotions move through one pipe. And if you choke on one, you can choke on all of them.
So most importantly, recognize it. And then is there something you can do physically to release it?
There is. So you're not allowed to have your anger at work, and
No
you
way.
realize you're walking around like Kanye West, all pissed off all day long.
Right.
What do I do, right?
You release it on a sweet little country singer.
Yes.
You don't want to
hopefully
be
not.
like that.
Right. So you have to own your own emotion and move it. So that would mean getting angry and letting the anger out. At Empower Public Relations, my company, we have a bat station, a big pillow and a baseball bat. And you go up when you have your anger and you beat it and beat it and beat it until you feel better. And then you move on with your day. So where I come from, it's the employees who don't get angry. It's the employees who don't cry, who really get stuck that way.
Because you're just holding on to that emotion for the whole day and it kind of seeps out of you if you don't release it.
That's
What
right.
about screaming? Do you recommend that? I mean, you kind of want to just go somewhere private and just, ah!
Yes, I do recommend it. And if you can't get somewhere private, it really works to fill a basin with water and put your face in the water and scream into the water. Nobody can hear you, but make sure you're in the bathroom alone.
Very good idea. You don't want people to hear that. They're going to wonder, what's wrong? What's wrong?
That's right.
So have you seen this actually work in your workplace then?
I have. In fact, since we started doing this, our company has doubled in size every single year. So people at my firm feel free to cry. They feel free to have whatever emotion they have. That doesn't mean that they're unprofessional. It just means they're human.
And talking about the crying thing, Alex was talking with us earlier about how stereotypically it's not good for the females to cry in the workplace. What do you say when people say that to you?
Well, your boss has to embrace it.
Okay.
So I don't recommend crying in front of clients,
Right.
but at any of my internal company meetings, your emotions are welcome, whatever they are. So I do believe that if your boss doesn't embrace it, it could be awkward, and this is what's created the whole problem. We've taught to choke back so many of our emotions at work that we really get stuck.
Most of your book is about gossiping. You've created a no gossip zone at your place of work. What does that mean? How does it work?
Right. So gossip is something negative you say behind someone's back. And we've agreed that if we do that at Empower, we're going to tell on each other. So we call it gossip, and then we say, you have to go tell the person what you said. And that simple rule has eliminated gossip from my workplace and can eliminate gossip from your workplace, from the schools, from the church communities that are having trouble with this. I've heard more from clergy than from CEOs, and I wrote a business
Wow.
book. So
Yeah.
it's really a big problem.
And it really has made for a better work environment, obviously, by getting rid of the gossip.
Yeah, absolutely. But we
I
can
believe it.
still gossip about public figures
Okay.
and politics. You know, I don't think Woody Harrelson's going to find a judge who buys the zombie excuse.
I
Do
don't
you?
think so either.
I think
No.
there's a little wacky tobacco
We can talk
involved.
about that. That's okay.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
not your coworker.
That's right.
Got it. All right. Thank you, Sam Chapman, for joining us. We appreciate it. The book, The No Gossip Zone, obviously out in stores. Jason and Alex, back to you. No gossiping? No gossiping?
There's no no.
No.
We do not gossip.
There is no
Not
gossiping
for
going
gossip.
on over
No,
here.
no.
No. Laughing, but no gossiping.